some time passed, like it's probably the next it's like some time passed, and Lobo, and it turns out it's alive, and it turns out he is an immortal in this country. Because Suman says you could have told us about the whole the immortal saying, as he's a god, and he says I like to surprise people. He says, so. Superman said that Martian Hunter should go find his people with Lobo. And he says, "Hi, I see." And Mark Manhunter says to Kal-El, who is Superman, says, "And what about you, Kal-El?" And Superman delivers this line, says to Mark Manhunter, says, "My people's right here." And my friend smiles back at Superman. So, and Lois comes on top of the roof and says, "We're running out of time for the report. Why did you have me meet on the roof? We're running out of time." And she's told by Zoom and says, "Sorry, Lois, she's running out of time. Not today. Next time, though." And Lois is pissed. And Zoom goes like, he's like flying, people are cheering for him. And his clock goes, says to Lois, "So Lois, how did the interview go? You know what I said about people? You know what I said about? Well, it turns out I was right. He is playing hard to get." It's like she said early in the film, and while she's printing stuff and trying to fix the printer, we unfortunately Susan's playing hard to get in. Lois sees right through his ass that she is totally playing hard to get by his messing with her head. And assuming this collector smiles and goes right back behind the wall, and that's the end of the film, and credits roll, and that's it. I really enjoy this film. Now, I personally love this a lot. It's mainly because it doesn't feel like it was heavily edited at all. Unlike Man of Steel and Superman, The Last Son of Krypton was my two favorite origins of Superman for adaptation. But I feel like this tops both of them because it just feels like the ending feels very smooth. It feels like the plot tries to take its time. So I really like this film. I give it a 10 out of 10 to Superman Man of Tomorrow, and I would like to watch this again. What I really love about this is that the world it sets up. We get a little picture of what Batman looks like in this universe, and it looks like his original Batsuit that he wore in the Golden Age. So maybe this Batman is a killer, which okay, or maybe he's not a killer, and he's either way, I'm good either way because when Batman first donned that cape with his first costume and his first issue of of Detectives Comics, he was a killer and was reckless. So I mean, but I don't. This is one of the things that I'm saying. I don't have a problem being Batman being a killer or a manslaughter or whatever you want to tell you what want to roll the dice, but we'll look at it. But it has to be done well, in my opinion, and stuff. Now, I don't have any. We didn't saw Batman in action though, so we don't know if he's a killer or he's still wearing his outdated costume. So we don't know if he changed. He's not killing when he's just wearing his outdated costume, and maybe working on like a new. Maybe we'll wear that outdated costume and his solo film in this universe, which I hope he does. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie, but what I would love to get is a Batman origin story in this universe in animated form. And I wanted to take its time like it took this. Maybe it takes more of a time than this did. And actually, I would like to take it more of a time than this. I like his, because in the comics, Batman style was this really angry person who just like beats down, but he becomes more well adjusted over the time. And even after his origin story is told, so it would make sense. Might be nice if that version of Batman would come to life in animated form, because that's the one you really see in the comics, who starts out as a killer but then slowly doesn't. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Green Arrow from the show Arrow is basically Batman come to life from the comics version of Batman. Like, he works on just being ruthless to criminals and stuff, and giving his own version of justice. Then he learns on being a better person and tries to be that better person. Then he learns on finding a better way to serve justice, and that way he's not killing people. So then he brings a sidekick along and has his dysfunctional version of a family of fighting crime. So yeah, I think Arrow would have just been probably had more success if they just made it a Batman show. But I honestly believe that the Arrow show was going to be a Batman show, but I guess they didn't because of legal rights against Warner Brothers. They didn't want to do it. Have him be on the small screen, only on the big screen. And when the show could have just done Batman better. So yeah. You heard my thoughts on Batman in live adaptation. Haven't been done that well at all. Except on Gotham in LS form from 1966. That did Batman well, and also the 1934 Batman did well. 1943 did Batman well, and 1949 did Batman well. Both were live adaptations of Batman and Robin. So those ones did Batman well, I feel like. But I feel like live adaptation does more harm than good most of the time for some reason. So yeah, I give this Man of Tomorrow 10 out of 10. I'm going to end it with that, okay? Because now I'm talking about Batman. So that's my thought on the Superman movie. It is to me the definitive origin story to tell a Superman story. As the best one to tell origin Superman story. Unless they come out with the extended cut to Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, I don't think that I don't think that both can be just as good as the other unless they come out with the extended cut, which fixes my editing, which would fix the whole editing issues I have with the film. That's sprinkled throughout the second and third act structure of the film. and first act structure of the film. Yeah, the whole 3 act structure, I feel like there's scenes that should have been in there, but weren't in it for some reason. And this, I feel like there's a lot of quick cuts in that film, and I think that's why it's not the Superman story or Superman origins of my dreams like this, because there's I haven't noticed any quick cuts or serious editing to notice that the stuff missing from the film for Superman Man of Tomorrow, like Man of Steel and Superman Last Son of Krypton, which I think Last Son of Krypton is better edited, so that's why it's my second favorite, and my third favorite is in last place is Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Okay, but this is number one, and it's I'm happy with it, and I really hope this makes a sequel. The guy who plays Superman really does a good job playing Clark Kent half and the Superman heroic half. So yeah, I give this a 10 out of 10. And yeah, that's it.